This is your daily market recap for March 1st, 2022. Let's go. This is Dan Max at EXP Realty, aka the Trading Agent, and this is my stock, Bitcoin, gold, and silver daily market recaps. Please subscribe if you like what you see. Thank you. This is Dan Max at EXP Realty, aka the Trading Agent. This is the first day of March 2022. Let's get into it. First off, thankful for friends and family clients who help me out here and there, pulling deals together, helping them find their dream homes or get them in investments. Again, if you ever have any questions about real estate, please don't hesitate to hit me up. Real estate investing room is here, and also information if needed to get in touch with me. But let's get into the real meat and potatoes of why most people listen here is the market reports. Interesting day in the markets. Again, we've talked about a lot of things going on, and people are asking about, say, silver and gold, the markets, what they think they should do. And at this point, if you have a winning trade, I don't think you need to sell it. Be careful. The one thing that people typically do is they overtrade. When I say they overtrade, when they don't let their winners run, they're quick to, like, they hold losers and they sell their winners too fast. Let's talk about plans. We'll get into them. If you have questions, please stop by the Discord room. We can talk about a plan for a particular stock if you have one, or check out the whole video. I mean, we're going to get into everything. I'll try to wrap through this as fast as possible. Bitcoin broke the downtrend. We talked about the VAP, got close to it. We're up there right now. Let me zoom in a little bit so it's easier for everyone to see. We got pretty close enough for government work, as I'd call it. Ultimately, you saw the double bottom. We talked about that at 35,000. I don't know if we're going to break out immediately, but if you have gains, you're worried about it, you trim some off, you look to add dips. If you're swing trading this, just know your entry and your exit. Just don't ever turn a winner into a loser. If you make a small win versus a big win, it's still a win versus a loss. I just hate when people have big winners and they just ride it all the way into the dirt. TLT, we've talked about interest rates going lower. I'm probably the only person who continuously says rates are going lower, not higher. Well, guess what? We talked about this double bottom, and remember, TLT runs inverse the interest rate. So interest rates are going down as this rises. We talked about yesterday being a professional gap, which is a professional gap is the start of a move potentially. And we continued today. We hit the 50-day moving average exactly. Like, again, these are why the moving averages matter. Now, could we pull back? That's possible. 134 up to 142. That is a large move in the bond market. I would anticipate lower rates, though. That's what I would anticipate. I wouldn't overthink it at this point. Just is what it is. Might not go up every single day, but that's just how the market is. You know, I hate to tell people that, you know, every day isn't an up day and one day doesn't make a trend. So if you have a stock or some sort of trade going on and you look at it every day, and if it's not up every day, you get anxious. That's on you. That's just not how the market works. The dollar, oh man, it's time to expand this little range over, because clearly we are heading back to the top of the range. Now, the dollar is acting based on all this war talk. Just is what it is. I mean, there is a war, I guess, technically going on. How deep of a war? We shall see. I don't know the full, you know, I look at the news. Do I trust it completely? No, not really. It's tough to know for sure what's going on over there. It clearly is an issue. We have problems. I don't trust the global financial system, but, you know, what do people buy when they're worried? They buy the dollar. So until that changes, they buy the dollar. The VIX, again, popping. I would look to short the UVXY every time it gets near the 21, 22 level. At this point, you know, we are building. It looks like it might be going higher. Well, I would use the reference high from 124 for the VIX. It needs to, if you want to see a continuation of fear, you need to get over 39. It's interesting, and we'll get into the SPY next, is that, you know, we talked about potentially, you know, we said this trend line. Now, again, this trend line, it got close, but it didn't touch it. We pulled back. We're making lower lows, lower highs. Could the VIX, you know, will the market be at 411, 410, 411 or lower when the VIX hits 39? That's a tough one. We would need a big spill. You know, I don't think the VIX isn't confirming this low either, which is interesting, because if you look for, when you look at the VIX, you want to see higher VIX, lower markets. You don't want to see like the divergence in the VIX and the markets. That typically means a reversal's coming, not continuation, meaning continuation downside. If the VIX was screaming into the 40s, you'd want to see it crush below 411. Qs. Now this is, again, we talk about the Qs. I'm not a fan of tech overall for the long term, but it is due to bounce. Got close enough. I mean, this is hard sometimes. You know, you want to pretend that you can predict every single action. If you used yesterday's highs as a continuation point and shorted that, nice trade. But be aware we closed below yesterday's lows. Oh man, right at it. This is tough. I like the IWM. Everyone knows. I bought it and sold some up here yesterday just because. This is why you do that sometimes, is that when you get a big move, you can expect pullbacks. Now I'm going to be looking for, you know, watch the 198 level. This is more of a scalp day trade intraday addition area, but you can see, like, if we hold above this, could be consolidation before going higher. And then ultimately it is also your exit point if you are fully invested. Luckily we took some off, traded it. So I don't have a, I'm full position. So I'm okay with it riding back to 188. I've got money in the pockets. You know, if I end up, my cost basis is, you know, around the 191s, 192 now. At this point, you know, I'll let it come back there to see if I can add. I'm not, again, I don't know anything for certain. I always pride people on, think of this as probabilities. If you act like you know everything all the time, you are not omnipresent in the markets, and you will get blown out. You will get fucked up. So play the probabilities. Gold, we've been talking about this. Just let it ride. Cup and handle, we broke the downtrend. It's really nothing to say. I mean, people ask every day, what do you think about gold? And it's like, I think it's going higher, but I'm not going to tell you today or tomorrow. We said buy the dip on Friday, which was a great trade. You know, you didn't see a lower low, which we talked about. Now we popped from 175 back up to 182s and 181s. Not bad. Closed near the high of the day. Silver. I got another question about this on the Discord room if you're listening. We broke the downtrend of this big up and consolidation pattern. I mean, you consolidated since almost, you know, late 2020. You're breaking the downtrend. Now I know, you know, everyone will be like, well, damn, what about the volume? Well, let's do this. I mean, that's not perfect. I guess you could draw it multiple ways. But at this point, the volume, this is the first day of the month, so this candle doesn't obviously matter. But let's see what happens. You know, it's always funny because, you know, I always talk about repeating patterns. If this was an hourly chart, you'd be like, oh, that's a great up move, and I'll buy the dip, and here's the verified support at the 20 area, and you can buy that. But since it's a monthly, people just don't have the patience to sit there and wait and let it play out. And unfortunately, that's sometimes why they miss the big moves. You know, they're trading off short-term time frames. That's dangerous in the sense that you're going to miss. GDXJ, here's another long-term monthly. We talked about the channel low, breaking out of the channel high. I guess you'd call it a pennant. Look at the daily. You are holding high and tight. Remember, we broke the downtrend with volume. That is key. High and tight is fine. If you, again, I hate to sound like a broken record, but if you expect every move, I mean, here's like a downtrend. Here's a pop, down, pop. If you think every move, every day of a move is up, if the direction is up, then you are just going to get scaredy cat when it pulls back. I mean, you can anticipate a pullback, but I mean, trade around it. That's where, if you say, pretend you have 100 shares and you're worried about it, you sell a quarter, you sell a third. See what happens. If it goes higher, you wait for a dip in the future. If it dips back and you have a verified support level, you add and you put a stop tight below it. So if you get knocked out, you get knocked out. I mean, trading is as hard as you want to make it. And I'm here to try to make it simple, because if it's not simple, you're just going to overthink things. Our brains don't work that well for too many variables. Monthly channel low, GDXJ making higher highs. Today's volume was pretty good. I would keep that on your watch list. AEM, we talked about this yesterday, getting back down to levels that are pretty juicy. 20 and 50 day combination. I know I'm about 99% sure Eric was on top of this one, because he's the AEM master. And yeah, so am I, actually. I'd say I called that. It's not rocket science. Did I add any? No, but he acted on it, so I give him all the credit. Looks good. I mean, he got back over the 100-day higher high. Looks like a little trap. It'll like wash out. PAAS said, hey, watch this trend line. Nice. Or sorry, AG, blah, 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 blah. I mean, now this is one that I actually did buy. We talked about the 20 and 50 day. Now you have the 12s. You get over the 12s, going higher, probably 200 day. Keep in mind, you know, we were buying this in the 9s and the low 10s, and then adding here. I don't know what to tell people. Oh, don't overthink it. PAAS, nice new highs, nice breakout. Look at that with volume. There's nothing much to say. Materials. Let's get into our favorite sector again. This is why I stay away from tech. Talked about this gap down. We said watch the 200 day. Boom, broke it with volume. Now you're back up near the highs. Congratulations. In order for everybody who is buying. It's a great trade. VALE. Interesting. This thing got up pretty big today, but we identified the channel lows and the 20 days as buys. Again, if you're ever wondering, go check. There's usually a trade alert, a little short, or something in the Discord room. But we talked about this buying at the 20 day. Nice pop. Short term, maybe a little overbought. I don't know. But if you zoom out on the monthly, you go, well, you know, I think the move is just starting. Don't be surprised. Look where it came from, where we are. Oh, I just spotted something. Yeah. You got like a little downtrend. You broke it. That looks good. Yeah. I mean, 100 day. I mean, look at this. On the monthly, higher lows. At some point, if you think there's higher, you know, higher lows, what usually follows? Higher highs. There's your next upside. 25. Don't overthink it. Let it run. And if it fails, where does it go back to? Maybe channel lows. It's really that simple. And I know this is the monthly, so if you're trading this every day, this probably doesn't matter to you. But if you're looking at the monthly, let's actually apply. This is what I love about eSignal, is I can apply this to all my charts, and voila. It is there. It is there. We can't miss it now. CCJ, this is another one we like. All over this son of a biscuit. It said watch this range low because of the trend line. So we broke this trend line with volume. Now we're up at the next trend line. Not ideal action, but keep in mind higher high, higher low. Again, not every day has to be up. Don't overthink it. If you want to take some off, no problem. But just because it did this today doesn't necessarily mean it's bearish. It could consolidate. Just don't be surprised. And if it pulls back, don't be surprised either. Just know the levels. Keep it simple. Don't overthink it. AMD, this is why, again, I'm laying off a tech. Talked about the downtrend. Now you're back at the 200 day. Notice like X. Like, look at this chart. Screaming higher. VALE. Pulling its weight, going higher. Bull trend since November. You pull up the AMD, and this is the same thing with tech. This is why I'm like, leave it the F alone. Since November, that's bearish as shit. Head and shoulders top, making lower lows. This might be a lower high for once, and maybe it is due to breakout. I mean, you can use the 200 day as reference. I don't have any desire to trade this because I don't want to trade what's difficult. I want these trades to be easy, and commodities and everything else are leading. It's very easy. Apple, talked about the 200 day. Said probably get stuck under 168. Keep it that simple. At this point, don't overthink it. Roblox needs to get back over 52 using old resistance as support. Keep that simple. I mean, if you bought it down here, you are winning. Raise your stops, know your levels. Congratulations. High five. MicroStrategy. Yeah, we talked about this. Let me just draw a little thing while I'm seeing stuff. At this point, if you I like to see I like the symmetricalness of the markets at some time. Now, it doesn't mean that is the top, but Bitcoin pops. We're at the 50 day. Don't be surprised you go from 340 up to 460. That's a great move. Almost 30%. Yeah, that's a great move. 30%, 30s in 3 days. If you don't want to take profits, I get it, but the profits are there to be taken. So just don't be surprised if the market pulls back on that thing if Bitcoin gets tired. I mean, it's just a proxy for Bitcoin. Just nothing to say. RIVN, watch the 20 day. Keep it real simple. Again, I'm not bullish on it, but I do see value if it pops down to 53. If it holds that area, that might be a buy. I mean, you don't have to really think about it, Tesla, it's been bouncing. We talk about, again, this, I'm not interested. I'm staying away. I mean, look at the monthly. We've said this. And people don't remember this. I put this arrow here for a reason. Channel high. Well, you got the channel low. You actually got the 20 month, which should be support. Now, again, does that mean we're getting back to 1,000? I'm going to say it's going to lag, so I don't want to trade it. Good luck to Tesla bulls. If it pulls back to certain levels at certain times and it plays out and it, you know, like months of consolidation, which, you know, since November, I guess that is, but you can't pay me to buy those stocks. And it's kind of not that I don't hate them. I just think there's better opportunities. You have to look at the opportunities. Like, do you want to date the hottest guy or girl out there, or do you want to settle? Like, I don't like to settle. Like, I want to try to find the best stuff out there. I mean, if I'm going to pay attention to the markets, I'm not going to settle for trades that I don't think are good or there's better. PENN, we've talked about this one. We were wrong on the Head and Shoulders bottom, and you broke the downtrend, and then you broke this thing is just sloppy and choppy. Again, if you're buying low, selling high, trading it, I'd like it over the 20 and 50 day. I mean, considering the market's getting slapped around, this is holding up really well. I mean, just call it what it is. UTHR, sorry, Mikey, if you're listening to this gap down just was dog shit, you know, for earnings, unfortunately. But if you check out, we check out the monthly, we're at a fib, you know, hold the fib, 0.382, get back over the 20 month. You could get, this could be a nice washout. Let me look at all these up candles, red candles, up candle, red candle, up candle, red candle. Bigger red candle, maybe it's time to bottom and shake out. Like, this could be a monthly bear trap. People can't understand monthly bear traps, but when you see a monthly bear trap, it takes a long time to play out, months. EXPI, we've said buy this at 22. Don't overthink it. It's really that simple. Let's end it on oil, because I feel bad for people who, you know, they want to make moves all the time. And, you know, we talked about it very clearly. Like, it needed to get over 113. It couldn't. It backed off, but high and tight, you know, this is, again, if higher lows and higher highs, like, there's nothing wrong with that action. Chop, 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 chop. You know, that's a natural progression of up, actually. Like, straight line moves are dangerous, because that means you're closer to the end than the beginning. Think of Tesla going from whatever 800 to 1250 in a matter of weeks. Like, that's the end of the move, not the beginning. So chopping out and building up, I mean, sorry, since I just referred to Tesla, this is what I mean. Start of the move, end of the move. If you look at Tesla for a very long time, it just had this nice up and wavy pattern, and then it went, that was the end of the move. Now you look at XOP, you go, wow, Dan, that's actually just a nice sloppy, choppy kind of uptrend, you know, like, oh, draw the wave pattern. People love to draw it exact, but who gives a shit? It is what it is. Upper trend line 122, said that this morning. Like, that would be probably the first place you take a break. Let's end it on ExxonMobil, as we always do. Broke this little down pennant. I do not want to chase that. I mean, again, I'd look at it going from 29 to 70, no, 83. Like, that's a big move for ExxonMobil. This is the oldest stock in the stock market as of right now that's still publicly traded in this sense. I'm looking in the 70s if I want to buy it. Hope this helps. I appreciate everybody. Again, if you got any questions about the markets, real estate, please subscribe, check out all the great content, educational videos, live trade alerts. There's so much here. Also, check out the Discord room. Come by if you got a question. We're here to help if we can. Talk to you guys and gals later. Thanks for watching. For more trading knowledge and insight, click on the videos on the right, and also join the Discord room. Link is in the description below. If you have any questions, please stop on by the Discord room and let's chat. Thank you.